Welcome back, Caymans. Mr. Eicher here. We're going to look at the formulas to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume of a prism on the left and a pyramid on the right. This is page 2 of your chapter 15 light notes. So first thing, if you use the table from the previous page, the lateral area is the area that wraps around the shape that are rectangles. So if I can try to shade a little bit, the rectangles would be this rectangle back here, this rectangle. Now it looks like a parallelogram, but that's just to give it perspective. It looks like that rectangle is a 6x8 rectangle. So our lateral area so far, we have the area of the one in the back, which is 6x8 rectangle, length times width, 6 times 8. We also have this rectangle on the bottom of the shape, and that rectangle looks like it's 6 by, I don't know, this length. We have to figure that out. We'll come back to that in a second. And then the last rectangle would be this one that's kind of sloping down, and that looks like it's 6 by 17 plus blank. Now the blank we got to figure out is what would this height be? Well, notice we have a right triangle again. We have a right triangle, looks like this, and it's 17, and then it's a 8, right? The 6 doesn't really go on this drawing, but we need this question mark. So to find that, we'd use Pythagorean Theorem. So we have 8 squared plus x squared equals 17 squared. We'd have x squared equals 17 squared minus 8 squared. So x is plus minus, but we're going to throw out the minus. Just the positive square root of 17 squared, get my calculator out, minus 8 squared is 225. And I think that's one that I know. That would be 15. So the length of question mark is 15. So when we're finding the area of this bottom rectangle, that would be a 6 by 15 rectangle. Now I do want to point out there was a formula earlier on that table which said perimeter times height. The height of this prism, you might think it's 8, but the height is actually the segment that connects the two bases. In this case, the bases are the triangles. Remember from an earlier video, we talked about that the base in a prism are the non-rectangles. So here the bases are the triangles. So you have a base out in front. This one is one of the bases, and then the one in the back, that one is the other base, and then this length, 6, is the height of the prism. Now that's really counterintuitive, because when you think of height, you think of standing up straight and you think 8 is the height, but that is not the height of the prism. So using this formula, if the height is 6, what's the perimeter of the base? Well, the perimeter of the base would be 15 plus 17 plus 8. And then we multiply by the height of the prism. Now, I want to point out, look how similar this formula looks to what we had originally. If you factor a 6 out of each of these terms, you would get 8 plus 17 plus 15. And that's kind of why the formula works the way it does. So rather than doing that first step that I've written there in green, you could jump to the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. So our lateral area would be 6 times the sum of 8 plus 17 plus 15, which is 240. 240 is our lateral area of the prism, and the units are feet, so this is an area, so square feet. Next, the surface area would be the lateral area plus 2 times the base. In this case, the base is a triangle. So we'd have the area of the base, this right here is the base, the triangle. So the area of the triangle, it would be 1/2 the height of the triangle times the length of the triangle. So that would be 60, would be the area of the base. So the lateral area we found was 240. Plus we have 2 triangles, a front one and a back one. So 2 times 60. So that would be 240 plus 120. So it looks like 360 square feet is the total surface area. Notice my answers are not in terms of pi because we have no circles here. There's no circumference, there's no area of a circle. So it's just 240 and 360. And my surface area is larger than my lateral area, so that's a good quick check. And then lastly, my volume. The volume is the area of the base times the height of the prism. The area of the base we had was 60. The height of the prism is not 8, not the height of prism. The height of the prism is this length that connects the two bases, 6. So the volume would be 360 square feet, or sorry, cubic feet. The surface area and volume, you'll notice here, end up being the same. That's just a coincidence. They don't have to be the same for all prisms. But in this case, they happen to both be 360. So that was a prism. Let's now look at a pyramid. For this pyramid, we have the 5 that's provided. That means if you went the whole way, this entire side would be 10. Maybe that will come in something helpful later. We're told the height is 12, the height of the pyramid. And this side is the slant height of the pyramid. And that slant height we could calculate using the Pythagorean theorem. We have 5, right here, 5. We have 12. And if we use the Pythagorean theorem, we would get 13. This is a common Pythagorean triple. 3, 4, 5 is a common one, and 5, 12, 13 is another common one. Okay, so in this pyramid, if we were to find the lateral area of a pyramid is the perimeter of the base times the height of the pyramid. Oh, sorry, it's the slant height of the pyramid. I think I might have written it wrong. Let me go back up here. And pyramid, the lateral, yeah, I wrote H. So that should be the slant height of the pyramid. Slant. L equals slant height of pyramid. Okay. So the perimeter of the base is the square. So the perimeter of the square would be 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. We got tens all the way around. That's 10, that's 10, and that's 10. And the lateral, or the slant height is 13. So that would be 40 times 13, which is 520. That would be the lateral area. That's square feet. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot another aspect of lateral area. My apologies. The formula is 1/2 perimeter times the slant height. So that should be 260. So let's change that, square feet. Then let's go back and edit this formula one last time. Again, my apologies. 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. I typically don't use the formulas. I usually just draw the net, but no excuse. All right, so we have the lateral area is 260. The total surface area would be that lateral area. Surface area would be the lateral area plus the area of the base. The lateral area is 260. The area of the base is a square. So a square is 10 by 10, which is 100. So the surface area would be 360 square feet. And then finally, the volume would be 1/3 the area of the base times height. The area of base is a circle, sorry, a circle, is a square, very different than a circle, times the height, not the slant height, but the height of the pyramid, which is 12. So I think we get 400 when we multiply that. 400, and it's a volume, so it's cubic feet, 400 cubic feet. I think that's good for this video. I think I need to take a break, all the mistakes I made. But thanks for watching, and we will finish up this lesson with one more video. Have a great day.